Good morning, councillors. From the Waikura board today. Come on, next. Yeah, we've had a lot of usual parking restrictions and things like that come to our board. The last one on that page says about the additional request for staff to investigate options for replacement bus stops in the vicinity of Hagley Oval. And this was because bus stops were being removed because of the new building at CDHB. We had to have a special right-hand turn into it. So the bus stops were being removed, and we were a bit concerned about the distance people had to walk from the bus stop to the hospital. So that was why we made that request to the staff to do that. And we, excuse me, we approved the 26 Nayland Street to be the location for the skate park in Sumner. And we approved a lease of the old school reserve to the Scout Association of New Zealand to use those buildings. Or the lease of the land, isn't it? And we requested additional information on how the coastal shared pathway is working, and whether there's a need for speed limits down there because of just feedback from the community, or other measures to be implemented to manage potential conflicts between walkers and scooters and bikes and things. And we had a meeting in January to look at our discretionary response funding items that we had laid on the table at that time, just prior to Christmas. The Part A recommendations to Council. The first one is about the Mount Pleasant Sea Scouts building, and it has a few extra words added to the end of it, which I think the Community Board have no a problem with adding those words to our recommendation there. The other one is about where the recommendation is receive the downstream effects management plan for staff to commence engagement with the community on recommendations contained within the draft plan of the Northern Corridor. And I think Papanui Innes are coming after us, so they'll speak more on this report. But we have small areas of this in our board area, which is around the north end of Barbados Street and Madras Street, and it will impact, the downstream effects of this would impact greatly on those streets around there, which are very highly built up now, and when everyone arrives home, those streets are completely parked out. So we will want to know the effect, the engagement, the results of the engagement being held with those communities for our area. Those are the Part A's, and then we've had the further consultation with the Linwood Pool a couple of weeks ago, in December. And there was a lot of people there and a lot of positive feedback from them, but they were all saying to it, you know, I just hear all the time, please build it, please get on with it. And there will be a couple of papers submitted soon in regard to trying to get sign off, you know, so that can be kept on track because of all the extra stuff you're dealing with the land condition and the heating systems and that you've dealt with in the previous meeting, which hopefully will have a very good downstream effect on operational costs for you. And we've got, we want to get input from Matapopori, which have engaged to look at a Māori name for, a te reo name for the facility, which will be nice to get. And we've just, we've had a photographic and narrative exhibition in the community looking at 12 everyday people who do significant work to help the Greater Linwood area become a connected and supportive community. And we're looking to run this exhibition again next year, and it may focus on older people in the community after we did that, what was that one we did called again, with the older people focus?
Research.
A research project on older people in the community, so it may focus on that. And the last thing is that we've got our first Edible Garden Awards coming up. We usually have the usual garden awards, but this year we've included edible gardens in it, so we're looking forward to having the ceremony on the 7th of March. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Turn my microphone on. I would suspect that Jani Johansson would like to move that the report be received, and seconded by Mr. Dion Swiggs. Yes? Enthusiasm, please.
You already done it for me, so.
That's very good. All right. So I'll put that motion. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. That's carried. Thank you very much.